HHDG.
Peace, HHDG. We're on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. Shout out to our team, our company, HHDG Media Inc. It makes this possible every time you see me on the podcast. That consists of Rock Vader KB, myself, Wiki, T. Smith, the Mayor, and Skelly Top. Big shout out to everyone tuning in right now through our YouTube channel, as well as as well as our Facebook group. As you can see, always check out our website at the bottom banner, hhdgmedia.com. Latest music, events, as well as our merch. For tonight, we welcome back a very talented guest repping the same borough as I was born and raised in Staten Island, continuously pushing that pen, and people are definitely looking for him. So I appreciate the fact that he continues to make that music that we all looking forward to hearing, and I'm sure that ignites him to keep putting that name out there, have the guest features, have his own work. He just dropped After These Messages this year, and we definitely looking forward to next month when and now Back to the Show is gonna drop. I mean, for us 70s and 80s babies, we know where those phrases come from, so he definitely gonna expand on that, as well as the song titles and references that relate to that, which is dope for me because bring me back to my childhood. Dropped a dope project with another fellow Staten Islander, also known together as Harbor Kids, which if y'all go check out Apple Dizzle right now, they got the vinyl and a new cassette version. Y'all definitely should go pick that up. Dope album right there. He's continuously, like I said, guest features as well. We'll talk about that new Sleep Sinatra feature off his album, and see what else is going on in this busy man's life. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce once again very talented Squeegie Oblong.
Peace. What's going on, good brother? How you?
How you doing?
I can't complain, man. I'm alive, so that's the important part.
Yes. Absolutely. Before we even talk about, what you've been doing in 2023, what made you go now strictly as Squeegie Oblong and no more Squeegee-O?
It's kind of funny. I would say kind of like a label situation. When we was doing the Harbor Kids project, they put me down as Squeegie Oblong. So in order for me to get that album in the play of all my other stuff and the algorithm, I had to just strictly go by Squeegie Oblong. I mean, I've had the Oblong for a while, but now it's actually in the forefront. So yeah. Shout out Fat Beats for that. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Shout out Fat Beats for the force of Squeegie Oblong. So yeah. Ever since then, actually, I've just been putting out everything from there.
That's dope. Now, say about April it came out. After These Messages, a project, which is a collection of dope music that you got out there, but you didn't want to put out as a compilation. And if you listen to it, it sounds like strictly an album, the way you sequence that.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying that shit, man. It was just making sure everything was cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it gets hard to take old material and make it sound like new material. But it's also in choice of what you're doing too. I mean, a lot of those songs aren't too old. I Want to Go Some joints date from 2012
Mm-hmm.
all the way up to about like I want to say September, October of last year, 2022. So, you know, we're having that theme, that whole after these messages, the Saturday morning cartoon shit. I think it made it easier to pick the records and put the records together. You know what I'm saying, and make it cohesive, especially with the skits and how everything's chopped up and shit. All that shit just goes into play. I mean,
Mm-hmm. That's dope, man.
word. So,
So what makes you want to continue with the whole 80s? Is there something in your personal life that is it really special about that time?
I mean, really, not really. I would say when it came to after these messages, it was just more so of the idea of reinventing nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? How do you reinvent nostalgia as something that's relatable, or at least to the core audience and people that you rock with? I mean, majority of people that I rock with, they around my age group, so that whole era with the cartoons and the whole '80s shit, like that's a prevalent era to a lot of us. Some of us were just being born. Some of us were just living our early childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us was already in our teenage years living life. So anything to make it relatable to the listener so somebody can catch on and get the ideas. So, you can understand this ain't, the name might be weird, but this ain't none of that new mumble jumble bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
This,
right.
this
Yep.
is a straight raw boom bap shit. So we try to keep it that way over here, man. You know? But I must correct you. I don't, no disrespect. Um, the next project, yeah, I came back. I do funny shit with my promo, man. So when I did now back to the show, that was just like kind of the promo run set up for the next project
Ah,
because it all kind of like coincides with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because it's after these messages and then Tan Face and then another one that's supposed to be coming that's still in the works. So all that shit kind of it not fully coincides, but
uh-huh.
title wise, it all has a theme to it type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
All right. So Ten Face,
yes, Tan Face, brother, Tan Face.
and you working with the talented Black Knight once again.
Oh yeah, man! Shout out Black. Black's like fucking my primo, man. That's my Bobby Digital right there. You know, I gotta say, Night comes in the clutch, man. um Really working on the Ten Face project in the earliest stages. That's kind of where after these messages came, it was kind of hard to make it sound cohesive as far as Ten Face when we talk about that because at the moment in time I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I'm fresh off like what 2 EPs and shit. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's all good, bro. I was like fresh off 2 EPs and shit, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to know what direction I was going to go music wise, especially in the vast variety where everybody out here on some bully gangster shit. They just saying weirdo shit for shock value. I wanted to make sure that the next piece was important. I mean, not just for the catalog and what I was doing, but more so to convey the energy that I've been sitting on. That I haven't dropped a full length project in almost 2 years. I mean, besides, we won't count Harvard Kids because that's a group effort. Solo
Right.
wise, I haven't really dropped nothing in almost 2 years, like a full project. So it's a lot on that shit. A lot of energy. Good vibes,
You're right there.
raw vibes. Yeah, kind of reminiscent to that from
Mm-hmm.
niggas to gods, but just a little bit more on the deeper side. And shout out to my man P Soloist for that, man. I was just talking to him not too long ago about that project. Just reflecting back on the gem we created and shit. You know,
Yeah.
for real, for real.
Dope. Dope. Mm. So what's been keeping you busy aside from the upcoming album?
Um, Honestly, bro, I've been living personal. I've tried to stay off the grid.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of shit going on, a lot of people doing a lot of things. So, I've just been kicking back, enjoying and embracing fatherhood and developing myself. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things within my whole shell of my being that, I still deal with on a regular struggle. So it's just put myself in perspective. You know what I'm saying? More knowledgeable, more focused on the at home, the family, the work foundation and all that other shit. Because shit, the music is always going to, do what it do, how I do what it do, as long as the pen is sharp. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
don't never
yeah,
worry about that shit. So yeah, but yeah, it's just been on the personal end, man. Just really chilling, you know.
yeah. I feel you on that. Yeah, with my injury, I've been home a lot longer than normal, so I've
Right, right.
been around the family a lot more, and I'll always embrace, those opportunities.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, cause you never know, man. I mean, one minute you could be appreciating that shit, and the next minute something can happen. So whatever little bit of time you can, I mean, it's 24 hours in a day. You figure even if you work 8 to 16, you still make a little bit of time for the ones you love.
That's right.
So that's kind of been my focus, man.
Yeah, yeah. And right now I've been helping out in my parents, help clean up their house a little bit. So I had two of my boys up in the attic doing a little cleaning, and it's like a little
Okay.
adventure for them finding some technology that's before their time and whatnot.
And then probably finding some unpolished gems that you got in the cut, because you definitely got a vast collection of different shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So they probably finding shit that they didn't even know existed.
Yep.
you
Yep.
know.
Dusted off the old weights because my teenage son was asking about it. So now I got him on a nice little regiment doing the stretching, the calisthenics, and doing some weightlifting in there right now.
All right, all right. So it's kind of like y'all training together. You getting your
Yeah.
shit back, and he getting his shit up. That's
Yep.
that's perfect. That's that father son energy.
Yeah. Yep.
For real, man. Shit.
So speaking on guest features, I noticed, they've been consistent now. So I know people have been reaching out, showing that respect
Yeah,
and wanting you on stuff.
yeah. That is always appreciated, man. Collab work is always good off the common knowledge of two artists trying to paint some dope shit. You know. Shout out to everybody I've been working with. Shout out the whole rugged triad shit. I done did a couple records with them.
Absolutely. Yep.
Uh, yeah. My man Neve, he just dropped some shit. I did something on that. I did some on Indigo shit, maybe like a couple months back. I forgot the name of the project, but I believe it's Scab. The name of the song is Scabs and something. But I got that out there. Of course, the Sleep Sinatra shit that just dropped recently.
That's crazy. Yep.
Yeah, man. Shout out Sleep, man. And much appreciated to him. That was a shock out the blue, because I've heard of Son like, I want to say like the past year and a half, maybe a little
Uh-huh.
bit longer than that. And the divine intervention kicked in and hit me up. It's like, yo, I would love to work with you. It's like, yo, fuck it, let's make something happen. And we worked.
That's dope.
Of course, I stay fucking with Supreme Cerebral. Shout out my brother when we did the shit for the American Psycho joint for
Yep.
the what is, I think it's the Lost Seed of Chahada or some shit like that. That project.
Mhm.
And yeah, man, I mean that's all I could really give right now. There's other shit in the cut that I can't really talk about and explain in the moment in time, but there's other ones in the cut that's slowly making their way out in the universe. You know, shit. I'm just glad that I can contribute and make somebody else's art, fly just like I style on my shit. You know, shit.
That's dope. Yeah, Sleep Sinatra. I'm proud to continue to hear him because I heard him years ago, and
Mm.
I was like Lincoln, Nebraska. I was like, okay, let me see what he got. And
Yo, and
consistent, man.
and not for nothing, you would never even think like somewhere like out like that would really have like a hip hop scene, but shit. I mean, he doing his doing, he's making his wave. So, yo, fuck it. It should pop all over this motherfucker. You just never
That's
know.
right.
For real, man. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Then what was the other joint recently that he was on? Last year. Oh, Whiskey Man from the UK.
Ah, yeah.
Only built for
Shout out Whiskey Man,
fusion
yo.
drinks. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Whiskey Man. He's a good brother. Definitely a good brother. That was that was something we was talking about for a minute, and the way that came about, like, yo, he hit me up. He's like, I got this record. I just want to know if you want to fuck with it. He sent me something else, and that record was cool. But when he sent me this joint, and he was like, "Yo, I'm trying to get deck on it," I was like, "All right, that's cool. Some Staten Island, hometown kind of shit."
Mm-hmm.
And yo, the way that shit came out flawlessly, man. That shit is dope. Shout out Whiskey Man. Shout out Deck for pulling off the verse. I mean, shout out Whiskey Man for pulling off Deck to get on the verse. That's the universe just making its rounds and shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now I know you've been making the rounds with the interviews, which is another great aspect. But you
Yeah.
told a crazy story about your pops with the tattoo before, and you said you got all types of crazy stories like that.
Yo, man. Yeah, me and my father, we are road warriors, man. God bless his soul. He had me traveling or doing a whole lot of shit at a young age. Yeah, that shit. Yo, and even when telling that story, it's still kind of like fresh to this day, and it's still weird because I mean, I still don't know nobody who would rock a fucking question mark on their head, let alone let two strangers do that shit on a random pass by. But
Right,
yo, he
right.
sported that shit very well and very proud, and like, yo, it looked so good you couldn't even tell. It looked like it was professional. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? When people were asking about it, yo, it's the unknown. Sometimes it's good to be unknown. You know what I'm saying? Keep shit mystery man type shit. Know what I mean, my pops was, yo, he's wild, man. He's out there with his way of thinking, man. Very,
mm-hmm.
very deep with his thought type shit. So, you know, I just try to honor his memory, like with the Tan Face project. Boo, fun fact, I've been, sharing some of the artwork, that's all artwork from like, I want to say from like the 70s, 80s type shit that
Okay.
he did with his hand, like freehand. That's his own shit that he
Wow,
drew.
that's
So,
dope.
I wanted to incorporate art with this project because of the emotion of it and the way it's all put together. And the fact that I had 10 on the mind the whole time, you know what I'm saying? And the symbolization behind 10 and all that other shit. I just really wanted it to be a piece, an art piece. And yo, the pieces that I picked from his, they're not even like masterpieces of what I've seen that he's done, but those pieces stood out the most to put together on this project. And it's dope to kind of have him included and he not even here, legacy live on type shit. So
Dope, dope. And y'all definitely look alike too.
yo, it's strong genes, man. My lady was just telling me that shit the other day with the baby. She's like, yo, it's like he's a combination of like the both of us, but everybody, a majority of people say my genes stand out strong. She's like, yo, you even if you wanted to deny him, you couldn't deny him. I was like, shit, I wouldn't try to deny him if I wanted to. You know what I mean? True. Why would I deny my twin? Man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Shit. So,
that's crazy that you say your pops is nice with the artwork because so is my father. Like coming up, I've seen him do self portraits of his brothers and sisters, like just straight up looking at them and then just getting it down
Oh,
with the pencil.
see, that's dope. That's dope. I mean, I my father wasn't like the portrait guy. He
Uh
was
huh.
more like, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking when he drew a lot of that shit, but you could tell he was very on the animated, like psychedelic animated kind of vibe,
Hmm.
really cartoonish kind of art type shit. Sort of reminiscent of I don't know if you're familiar with the old school cartoon Heavy Metal, the movie.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that was one of like his. He loved the fuck out of that movie. So
Mm,
some of his detail and how he did certain shit, it was kind of reminiscent or similar to the style of shit like that. You know what I mean,
that's dope.
but hell yeah, and it might be crazy. Crazy part about it is Staten Island so small. It's somewhere in the universe they probably cross paths. We would never know. You know what I'm saying?
Probably. Yeah. Yep.
It's just wild like that. You know.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
universe is wild, son. The universe is wild.
So we just mentioned your guest feature on Sleep Sinatra's album. Trying to remember the name of the album. Incorruptible Saints. You was on the
Right.
Magica track.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
your track, Bob Ross, actually dropped a few days before
Oh, see, I
album.
wasn't. I wasn't even paying attention to the science like that on real shit. Like, I don't even be in the world like that. I just be like, nah, I'm ready to drop. But
Mhm.
nah, continue on with what you were saying though.
No, I was just saying, the sound on that track that you was on, and then hearing Bob Ross, it almost sounded like he could have done something on your upcoming album.
Oh shit, man! Not for nothing. In all honesty, if I would have linked up with Sleep at the time that I was like trying to finish the shit and put it together, I definitely would have brought him in. But in the same sense, I mean, no disrespect to nobody, I didn't really want too many features on there. Like,
Hmm.
I have Mother Color. She's always frequent collab with me, man, and I wanted to make sure in this project that she got her just dues and her proper shine, you know, not just as, a hook and a verse, as a talent and an artist. So, I got her on there. And then I collaborated with the good brother Oda Great
Yes,
on the
indeed.
record too.
Alpha
That
Magneto.
shit
Yep.
was hell yeah, it was long overdue, and I'm glad I took that shit and put it in fruition and made it work. And then I got the Ghost of Egon on there, R.I.P. So, I ain't really want to do too many. You're not for nothing when you doing something that's personal, or
Hmm.
you putting a lot of emotion in that shit. You try to stay away from inviting people into your energy, because not everybody can reciprocate and share that same energy as you.
Right.
You
Yep.
know, Oh the Great came in perfect on the lyrical aspect and of the shit that he was doing with the record that we got, and that shit flowed like color with her shit. Her shit is just a whole different perspective from like separate from what the album is even going from. I just wanted to have that southern perspective, not even just a southern perspective, a southern female hip hop perspective that ain't talking about shaking ass and showing titties and shit, you know.
Right. Right.
So I wanted that the energy, the emotional energy is there, man. That's really what I wanted to convey. But as far as features and shit like that, I always tell everybody, I don't mind fucking with people. I don't mind getting on records. I'm not bougie. I'm not Hollywood. I mean, I'm on my RZA shit too. I wax niggas records for free or fee as long as you come in correct and the sound is right. Know what I mean? But it gotta be correct and the sound is right. Know what I mean? So, if you want to holler at me, find me on my grams, follow me on the tread, Twitter, wherever the fuck you can find me. But come correct or don't come at all. I mean, if you want to come correct and create some dope shit, we can build and create some dope shit. But if you just looking to get a quick 16 or you just want to get some work to add to your shit, hey man, I mean, I try to be as reasonable as possible as far as pricing and shit like that. And since, like I
Mhm.
said, I work with you, you work with me, or we work out a situation and figure it out. But I'm always for the collab because that's that stretch. It puts you in a wider audience, better program, and you get a chance to create with people that you would never create with in the span of a lifetime. I mean, I'm grateful for the collab list that I've had within the past 5 years compared to the collab list that I've had within my entire career, only because those interactions meant more to me. It wasn't even about a dollar. Some of them was just, yo, genuine love. Yo, I fucks with your shit. Let's build, boom, boom, boom. Yo, put this record together. I mean, even if you paid me for a verse, I made sure, yo, we gonna put this shit together, stand out, we gonna kick it. You know,
Mhm.
it ain't just about the rap. It's more so about the connection. So everybody I try to fuck with on the record, I try to keep a connection with. And if I don't keep a connection, I still try to keep in contact with you. Because you never know. We fuck around and make some shit later on in life. You know what I'm saying? But
That's true. Yeah.
respect to everybody, man.
Yeah.
Respect to everybody trying to collab. Respect to everybody I done collab with. Respect to everybody that done collab with me. Love is love. Let's keep spreading that dope shit out there.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Much respect to Mother Color because she's a very talented, creative person, and
Yeah,
I know
man.
we worked together before on Black Skin, but she does a lot.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, she's a vast talent. She could fucking play instruments. She could sing. She can rap, and yo, she's very hip, spiritual, all that shit.
Hmm.
That build right there is a dope ass build because it's like, yo, I don't know homegirl from a can of paint, but just from the one record of from Niggas to God, look how long a collaborative effort spanned out of that shit. We went from one record to, yo, we can make records. You know what I'm saying? I throw you some shit and we can make a whole project type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really on how you build your relationships and build your bonds. Like I said, in her situation, I just think she's just too dope of a talent not to, get the proper respect and just due of her shit and
Very
what she
true.
does.
Yep.
I mean,
Now Black Knight did the production. Did he also do the mixing and mastering for the upcoming?
oh no, bro, I do my own shit all the time.
Okay.
I do my own. I've been trying to keep my hand at that, and that shit it kind of makes the flow a little bit better because I know
Hmm.
how I want my shit to sound. I don't have to sit there and try to convince somebody how to put it the way I want it. I don't have to argue with nobody about where you should line shit up and all that. I know where I want it. I know how I want it to sound. I know where the vocal level, pitch, everything. YouTube is my best friend. For real. YouTube is my best fucking friend. I mean, so yeah, this one is just all mixed and mastered by me. Knight did the production, and yeah, I can't even knock my own self on the sound. I think the shit is very, 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 very crispy, man. So yeah, for real.
It's an important aspect, and like you said, if it's a personal album, I can understand you wanting to be full on. Make sure that sound when everyone hears it is right and
I
exact.
mean, I mean that too. That is a factor, but I've also reached this point. I would say I haven't physically been in anybody's studio like to record my own shit.
Hmm.
I want to say since Born Loser. Born Loser was probably the last project I sat in somebody's studio and like sat down, recorded, mixed, mastered, shit like that. Ever since 2015, I've been on this like surge to like, yo, I've been sitting in studios all my goddamn life, you know, as far as my music life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I always kick back. I'm inquisitive. Always ask questions. How do you use that? What you do with this? how you work that, what program is this, what program is that. I mean, after a while, you be sitting with these people, and you know good people that can tell you by judge character if your shit sounds like trash or if your shit is good. And yo, it's just learning from other people. Play a record here. Yo, that sounds dope. I think if you mess with this or do a little bit of that, you could perfect it. I'll listen to what you say, throw my own little shit on it, and then just be tweaking. Every project the past couple of years, I've just been trying to tweak my sound with my mixing, my mastering, all that. And I think with this project, and even with after these messages, all records recorded from random studios. Only about 2 or 3 records on there I recorded myself. To make all that shit come together and make it sound like it was all there, I've been really trying to craft my hands, man, and get my shit together, And I'm appreciative of the gifts God gave me. Fuck it, that's how I look at it.
Got you. Mm. What was the direction with the latest track you released, Bob Ross? And what made you go with that name?
Yo, off rip, when I first got the beat, it just sounded like it sounded like artsy fartsy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really, not to say it's not in my caliber of range of beats, but it stood out to me on this train ride. The melody, the show you I love you, and all that other shit, the
Mm-hmm.
drums, the whole pattern of it was just like, yo, this shit is just too dope not to style on it. But how do you style on something that's dope? So you style on it and the skills of what you are. I'm an artist, man. I may not fucking draw, I may not paint, but hell, I could write my ass off. Poetry is still a form of art. And I just wrote it the best way I can in that same situation and aspect. The title Bob Ross was already there before I even wrote the first 3 bars.
Ah, okay.
What I mean? It just had that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Once I put the bars to it, the comparisons of the rhyme style with actual art and how it blends into like folklore and tale and shit like that. That's thought, just random thought of how I feel my art is. All the other shit, the Bob Ross sample and the piece of the show from the end, that just made it even more gold, you
Yeah.
know? So I definitely was on a spiritual journey of artistry that day, and I was really feeling myself as trying to be an artist, and rightfully so. You should feel that way about your art. Everything I said on Bob Ross, I feel that way about my art, man. I feel that way about myself. I'm just a spirit in a vessel. You know what I'm saying? This is human flesh. My spirit holds more weight than anything. So when I paint these rhymes and I put all this shit together, that's the spirit talking. That ain't the body and the flesh, man. But that's a whole nother topic in time we could get into. Let's keep talking about this essence of the other soul that's producing this art. Know what I mean?
Mm.
And crazy shit is it'll go over folks' heads, but the ones who really get it and you sit down, you dissect that shit, you'll get it. You'll get it
Mm.
completely. Know what I
Okay.
mean?
Now on the track, you mentioned about dark days and bipolar on there.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I've been very vocal and open as of recently about my little shortcomings as far as how I feel with my mental illness. I do have days where one minute I could be up and shit be jumping and I be feeling like the man. And then it'd be days where it's just like, yo, it's a theory of questioning yourself. And it's not even a day. It could be days, weeks, a little bit over a month where you just thinking, and you got a lot of shit on your head. And I think more so due to the occurrences of, losing uh, family members, both in the flesh and, mentally, you lose people, family, friends, and shit like that.
Mm.
It's shit that plays with your mind, and you really gotta focus on where you at, and just like really build the block around your brain to go, all right, maybe I should think this way and not fight myself to push myself in this position, you know? Because it's easy to go, yo, fuck this, I don't want to do nothing. I'm just going to sit back and mind my business, or I'm just not feeling it today.
Hmm.
It's more of a challenge when you go, I ain't really feeling shit today, but I'm gonna try to make an effort anyway, especially when you're in a situation where you know you got a brand new child, you know, a whole new situation with your lady, your wife. You know, y'all trying to figure out shit. So you got to make sure you keep your head on the swivel, not just for yourself, but for the others
Hmm.
around you. So it's a battle, but I think I'm getting better with the battle. I'll say that. You know, I have more positive energy with myself. I cut a lot of negative shit back. I cut a lot of negative people back because you know that also adds on and triggers to the shit. So you know, the less interactions with negative shit I got to deal with, the better off and more positive my energy and interactions with other people will be. You know, it's a
Smart,
learning
smart.
process.
Yeah, yeah.
Learning process, man.
Smart, man. Black men, that some important jewels right there, because we there's a stigma that we had generation after generation. So being able to express it and understand where our mental is and how we need to take back a second, understand what's going on, and then
Mm-hmm.
approach it a certain way. Especially like you said, you got when you have a family, it's
Yeah.
completely different in how you approach everyone else
You
and
would
how you.
assess the situation by yourself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because then you gotta look at it. You might be a day where you don't want to fuck with nobody, but you have no choice. You know. So now it's not that your back is against the wall, but now you have to figure out another way to convey or rework that energy so you don't bring it out on the wrong people. Because a lot of people aren't involved in your situation. I wouldn't say bullshit because it's not bullshit. It's just something that you're dealing with and you're going through at the time. You know what I'm saying? So if people don't understand you and see where you're coming from, why would you direct that full shift of energy? You know, something might tick you off. You might get upset about something, but all in all, it's all being a master of your emotions. And I don't think that we don't, not to say we don't get enough credit for it when we do, but I don't think it's respected enough to master your emotions because we're supposed to be emotionless creatures in a sense. And then when you do show emotion, it's like, oh, you're like soft, or you
mm,
know, it's like not masculine. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks because that's the most masculine thing you could do is show your true emotion and be real with somebody. I
right, right.
mean, I think this society is fucked up the way they paint that situation and that idea. But
Yep.
you know, if you strong minded and you got a right support system around you, you got right people around you, don't ever feel like you in the dark or you dealing with it on your own. You just have to know how to make people understand where you come from without making them feel bad for you or making it seem like you got an illness or like you just crazy type shit. You know,
And
you just
they always want to say the black man's crazy when he's
man,
at
yeah,
certain.
the black man, of course, but I mean, how do you expect? Why wouldn't you expect that man to be crazy? He works 8 to 16 hour shifts because people don't want to come to work. He got a family at home that he might not get a chance to get home to that night. You know, children that he's trying to raise in a society where fucking the television and the phone dictates what everybody's doing. You know,
Right.
in the sucker age where a man has to worry about his daughter because these men, yo, some dudes they ain't in the right frame of mind. They wasn't raised right, you know.
Yep.
Sons to women who have to deal with the issue of their son might not be correctly straight up in the head, or he's caught up in this mastermind of bullshit from lack of fatherhood or lack of love. You know, it's crazy. It's very fucking crazy. And the only community that really does that shit is ours. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's something that needs to get put on the fucking shelf and honestly work the fuck out. But I would say as the generation that's the new adults, the new aunties and uncles. I mean, some of us we got our issues and we deal with it how we deal with it. But I would honestly say we are some of the most brave and intelligent individuals that you could ever cross in this life. Not to shit on the eldermans before us, but everything with them is just, oh, I'm gonna shove my head in the job. We just gonna work. I'm just gonna work, 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 work. I don't give a fuck about this. We're just gonna work, work, work. I love you, but I don't have time to give you that emotional connection because I'm dealing with my own shit. Now it's like, due to the trauma and the shit that we dealt with, it's like, nah, we don't want to deal with that. And if if you was raised like that or you was raised around that, the first thing you say is, I'm gonna be different from mine. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm just gonna be different in general.
Very true. Yep.
So,
There was a conversation earlier today I was having about, men being able to hug another man, when it happens to be that time, sometimes you need that.
yeah,
But
right,
but
right. In certain
but I went a
situations.
little I went a little further, and I said, it's
Mm.
not really about hugging another man at a time that they need it. It's you doing that with your son. You doing it with your daughter. Let them know that it's okay for a grown man to be able to do that.
I
You
love you,
know?
right?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say that shit. I
Yeah.
mean, hell, if your folks wasn't scared to say it to you, why would you be scared to say it to someone else? And if your folks didn't say it to you, you are the change. You can break the generational curse.
Exactly. Yep.
If you ain't familiar with it, get familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Make that change. Fuck it. It's never too late, man. Never too late.
Never.
So
Yep. Mm-hmm. I appreciate talking about things like that, because it's like I said, it's more than music. When I
now
want
all the time. All the time. I appreciate conversations that expand more than, just the discography and a single, and not for nothing. Shout out. I have to give respect to you and everybody else that I done interview with, and everybody that's in this interview game, because it's not an easy thing to do. To understand somebody that is freshly new to you, or somebody that you're just getting familiar with, and they're vastly unknown to you, or in a situation where you just getting homework on the dude like 2 days ago, so you trying to cram in as much as you can to make sure you give the perfect interview. That shit is an art and a skill. So hats off to the media, because without the media guys, who would cover what the fuck we do, who would really give a fuck about it? I mean, the DJs still are the prevalence of this shit, but now
yeah.
with the digital and internet and all that, we can't get the Hot 97. A lot of us won't get a chance to ever meet fucking Peter Rosenberg in our life. So,
Yep.
hell, man, if I could sit down with Ian Charles or Christopoulos or fucking Cut Supreme, or any one of y'all, just to sit down and get a good build, and it's a respect level. Fuck that, man. Much love. You know what I'm saying? Keep giving a platform to brothers so, we can make a platform on some real shit.
Yep. And speaking on the radio, I believe Al 105.1 is going to be ending soon. I heard something about that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't get into politics of radio. I haven't listened to radio. I mean,
Either that,
God
or they
knows
they
how long.
they gonna be switching up.
They might be, well, they losing a lot of their star quality. I mean, High 97 is barely holding on.
Mm-hmm.
The new station that's the wave is 94.7 The Block, and the only reason why that
Yeah.
is such a prevalent station is because that station caters to the people who really listens to radio. I mean, Power 105, High 97, no slide to them, but they're playing shit for the younger generation. The younger generation don't give a fuck about radio. They got iPods and
Yeah.
Apple and Tidal and YouTube and fucking the next best thing to streaming. They don't give a fuck about radio. So why should I have to be subjected to listen to fucking Little Uzi Vert 20 times a day to make your radio station happy? When all in all, I could go down the block to the other radio station and listen to the Ja Rule. Where would I be without you for fucking 20 times? At least I know that song. You know what I mean? I know that song. I might not like it, but hey, I'll listen to that all day over the yeah. So it be what it be with that shit. And plus, they lost their big breadwinner when Angela Yee went on and did
Yep.
her own thing. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And I'm not. I mean, not to say she's not good with radio, but I'm not hyped to listen to Angela Yee in that 10, 11 o'clock in the afternoon talking about colonoscopies and butt reductions and gossip and shit. Yo, I don't
I don't want
listen
to
to
hear
radio
about
for
radio
gossip.
for that.
I don't
Yep.
want to hear about no. If I wanted to hear gossip radio, I turn on fucking VH1 and watch reality TV for fucking the whole marathon. You want to listen to gossip? I want to hear music, and I don't want to hear. Nah, man. I want to hear something I know. Even if I don't know it, I want it to sound like something I know.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Radio's a weird game, man. I don't like.
Yeah.
I like underground radio. I like college radio because they still give you that vast variety. I like 107.5. I like 94.7. You know, in the rock station. What is that? 104.3. Everything else is just like, yeah, I don't know about that shit. I really don't, man. Shit.
Yeah. Most of the radio I listen to is still down the lower end of the dial.
See, look, a lot of people they on satellite now. They ain't even fuck with the dial. We on
Yep.
satellite now. They giving away 3 months for free. So yo, let's get the 3 months while we still got a chance, man. Shit.
Yep.
The
Mm.
radio is like the ancient dinosaur, man.
Yep.
Shoot.
Now tell us about how the Harbor Kids album got the vinyl release through Apple Dizzle.
All right. First and foremost, respect and shout out to Coach the God. He really worked and put in the footwork to make that situation happen. Hold on, I let me make sure my headset ain't went out because I feel like my headset went on. I'm sorry, brother. But yeah,
It's all right. I can
I
still
thought
hear
my
you.
headset went out. All right, cool. So yeah, peace coach to God, man, because he worked hard to put that shit together, and it was kind of like a surprise in a sense because I wasn't really familiar with Apple Digital at the time. I mean, I knew they were fairly new and they were coming up. I just didn't, really know as far as their record situation. But when he told me that that's what we was gonna do, when him and Jamel put me on, I was like, all right, that's cool. I was kind of ecstatic because this is technically my first real vinyl. You know, I don't have. I mean, I've featured on other people's vinyl, but I don't have any of my collection, anything that I got in my catalog on vinyl. So to actually have this one on vinyl, man, listen, it's kind of like a big deal to me in a sense too, because with hometown shit, it's like, yo, you looking at it from a different perspective now, because now it's like this ain't just basic ass record here. This is a neighborhood guy who really out here putting his work in. So, that shit is an accomplishment to me. And I've already said as soon as I get my shit, I'm putting my shit up on the wall, man. Definitely put my shit on the wall. Hold on. Wait. I don't know. I think hopefully I didn't lose you. Wait. Hold on. My joints be going in and out. Make sure we live. All right, I'm still connected in. Let me make sure my mic is on. I just ain't getting no volume. That's all. All
Yeah.
right, there you go.
There you go. Sorry about that.
Not so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Big shout out to Coach the God because he's on his management to the
Yo,
T right now.
coach is out here killing shit, and not for nothing, he's got some of the best attachments in the joint right now. I mean, he got Maze Overlay. Of course, he got Jamel and the Harbor Kid situation. He got 88 Bless. You know, he got half of the fucking umbrella. It's like, yo, the man he's working hard. Wait, I don't know. Wait, oh shit, yeah, you went out again. Yeah, you went out again. I don't know if that's me or if that's you. For some reason I feel like it's me.
There
I
you go.
don't know if it's me or it's you. Alright. Now what was you saying? I know you was talking. I had wound up losing the conversation.
No, I was just saying, agreeing with what you were saying.
Yeah, man. 'Cause he got vast variety of artists in his catalog right now, and everybody's up. That's one thing I'll say about Coach, man. Everybody that he got in the cycle right now, I mean, they up. Whether they doing shit with him, they doing shit in their own situations. Everybody's just moving, and it's grateful to see, you know, a new familiar face in this joint, man. Shout out to Coach, you know, because I know his job ain't easy either, dealing with all those entities, including ours. So,
Yeah.
you know, respect to him because that's a hard job to do. I mean,
Now with the upcoming album, is it going to be dropping on digital first, or is it going to be the same day
yeah,
as the physicals?
no, I set it up like that. I wanted to do
Okay.
digital first and then physical, so you know people could get the feel, and you know if you feel like you want to contribute to the art and you know purchase that piece, it's available for you to purchase. I mean, I just want to get the energy out so people could understand. There's shit out there that is relatable to your situation. You don't have to listen to the same old shit. I mean, niggas is making relatable shit to your situation. You just gotta open the pages and get familiar with people. You
That's
know?
it.
Shit. But yeah, as far as physical, so I could get that out the way too. CDs, shout out Razor Waves Records. They're fairly new, but they doing pretty good,
Yeah,
and
they're doing
their
pretty good.
quality is dope. Yeah, their quality is awesome, man. And of course, my favorites, Icy Palms. Icy Palms got the cassettes. I mean,
Always.
shout out my man Pat over there, man, working hard, doing what the fuck he do over there, man. Yeah, and hopefully somebody bite on the vinyl. If somebody bites on the vinyl, that'll be dope. You know, if the response is there and people want it, and I can't get nobody to bite the vinyl, shit, I'll fucking find the money to scrimmage it and fund it myself just to make it happen. Just because I know people want it to happen like that. I mean, but right now, yeah, CD and physical. That's the 21st of August,
Okay.
and the actual digital drops on the 15th. For my Bandcamp people, I ain't saying nothing, but I'm gonna look out for y'all first because y'all my people. You know what I mean?
So,
So my Bandcamp people is always gonna eat first before anybody else. You
mm,
know what I mean?
that's the
That's that.
21st is the day before my birthday too.
Oh, see. Well, look, and that's awesome. That's awesome. That's like right at the end of Leo, beginning of Virgo. So yeah,
Yep.
man, you gonna have some good energy for your end of summer going into fall. You know what I mean?
And
Shit,
you know what's
for
crazy?
real.
You know, coming up on Wu Tang, I never paid attention, but like not until my early 20s, I found out Jizz is born also on the 22nd.
Oh shit, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Cause I never even knew that till now. And it's like August is a weird month because I don't know too many people with birthdays in August. Like I got a best friend. His birthday is I think like the 8th or the 9th. I got another homie I grew up with. His shit is like the 18th. My son's is the 20th. Yours is the 22nd. So now I'm starting to know people who got August birthdays. Because before it'd be like, yo, whose birthday is in August? Oh, yeah, it is. But his shit was early in the month. I mean, what, that's it? I guess I don't know nobody. Yeah, fuck it. Shit. But, it's always interesting information to have, man.
Yep. Still dope. So when the album Tan Face drops, what do you want us fans to expect from this one? I mean, he says personal, but
I would say 3 things, right? Number 1, don't skip shit. Don't skip nothing. I want you to listen to it in its entirety. You can skip after the first listen. Only reason why I say that is because I want you to respect the art in this shit. Know what I mean? Especially in a moment in time where everybody's making EPs and albums and it's all, that rugged boom bap shit. A lot of people don't have the attention span to listen to all that shit. I want you to put that attention span in motion and really do that shit. Number 2, listen with an open ear. Cause yeah, like I said, it takes you there. I could go 1 minute talking shit about rappers, then I could go in the moment where I'm talking about my lady, then I could go in the moment where I'm talking about my son. Then I got a record on there where I'm just talking about fuck terrible and toxic relationships. The album goes many different ways, but the emotion is still there. It's all grounded emotion. Listen to that shit, with an open ear. And number 3, make sure you tell everybody after you listen to it that you listen to it. That's all I ask, man. I mean, make sure you tell your people to listen to it. Because not for nothing, what I call an art piece, somebody might call therapy. What you call a song, somebody might call a open letter to their life. Know what I mean? So, sharing is caring. Don't be stingy. Share that shit. And don't look for no heavy features. That's the last thing I say. Don't look for nothing heavy feature wise. I already told 3 features. That's it. I didn't want to go that route. And that's it, man. That's all I can think of right now. Shit. But yeah, Tan Face. Play that shit.
Yo.
I mean,
definitely. Looking forward to that.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Shit. I hope everybody's excited. I mean, from the response of, the little snippets and shit that I've been putting out, it seems like people are ready and accepting to hear this new work. And I appreciate that because, like I said, in a world where everybody is bar heavy, everybody's trying to be tough, or everybody's just saying some off the wall kilter shit, to come in and just be on some plain Jane. I'm on my basics of hip hop. I'm a rap and talk shit, but I want you to relate to it. It's very rare that you catch those kind of albums, and it's very rare that you catch those kind of MCs in this point in time too. So when you do get a hold of those MCs that you can relate to, and they giving you that vibe, respect their shit and hold on to them, man. Hold on to them, support them, show them love. Treat them as if you treating a family member or friend, because they gonna help you out your problems just as much as you help them create the art that they create.
Very true. That's some wisdom right there.
Shit, man.
Dope, man. Squeegie Oblong. New Shaolin.
Brother. Yes,
Appreciate it. Definitely.
Brother Ian, man, it's never a problem. Once I got the email, and they said, "Yo, you want to do that?" I said, "Yeah, no, fuck that. That's a good brother. I'll do that. That's hometown. Hell yeah, I'll do that shit." So, respect, brother. Respect, man. Thank you.
Definitely. Until the album Tan Face drops next month, for all those out there, you definitely got a project y'all need to go check. Black Dust.
Yeah.
Niggas to Gods.
Check all that shit.
Yes, all
check Black Dust for Niggas to Gods. What is it? Definitely after these messages. Check the singles. Check Bob Ross. I got the next single Beware dropping on the 21st on on the platform. So look for that too. And yeah, man, yo, appreciate good shit and spread the word. Stop being stingy. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Motherfuckers be too stingy with shit that don't belong to them. For real, man.
So, man, definitely, floor is yours. Give you shout outs. Let everyone know where they can reach your music.
All right. First and foremost, I want to say, uh, shout out the wife and my seed because you know they my good peoples. They my positive corner. Shout out to the people that have been interacting and fucking with the vibes. You know, a like, a share, the conversation, all that shit is always appreciated. You brought a song, you brought an album, shit. If you put a sticker up on the wall, something, always appreciated. You know how to find me. Twitter, Instagram, all that other shit. You find me all over the place if that's what you're looking for. And yo, that's about it, man. And yeah, go get my shit. I mean, go get my shit. Go get everybody else's shit. Go get your own shit. And if you're not doing nothing with your talents, you get the fuck up off your funky ass and make something happen.
Quit
And
complaining. Do something.
quit complaining, do something. I mean, don't talk about who's whacking, who not doing shit. If you can't do it, then shut the fuck up. And on that note, stay black.
Peace.
Yo, thank you, brother. Always a pleasure, man. Be safe.
Absolutely.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.